Fellow accountants, CPAs and FCPAs. My name is FCPA Hasboro. I am the managing partner of Bond and Drew Associates. I am a member of Icpak Council, and at Council I convene Devolution Committee. I am a co-convener for Practitioners Development Committee. I serve as a member of College of Fellows. I serve as a member of Long-Term Strategy Committee. I serve as a member of Board of Directors for KEMSA, as well as...
Hello guys, I trust you're all well. Today I want us to have a very candid conversation about our career, because I understand that majority of you guys who have subscribed to my channel, over 23,000. By the way, thank you so much for the subscription. So you'll find that key question, and is a very candid conversation. I'm doing this because I saw a certain comment on Facebook where a certain student had asked what is the procedure of doing accounts and probably the cost of the same. And it was so surprising to see that the advices that this person was getting. One also went ahead and advised him that they should not do accounts. He should just take that cash and start farming. What a mentality. Wow. So you'll find that that is the reason why we are doing this conversation. And there are three questions that I want us to ask ourselves. Number one, who is a CPA? Right? Who is a CPA? Who is a CPA? Why are you doing CPA? Why are you doing CPA? And what is the role of Icpak? What is the role of Icpak? Remember, Icpak is simply Institute of Certified Public Accountants, Kenya. Of course, we have Icpak, Rwanda and Uganda, right? All this. So you'll find that these are three fundamental questions that we should ask ourselves in our career, right? So who is a CPA? Remember, for you to earn this title of a CPA, you must have cleared all the papers in your course or in your training, and you must have registered with Icpak. For you to be called a CPA, you must have cleared all the papers in your training, and you must be, or you must have been registered with Icpak, and you are of course in good standing with them. That is when you are entitled to be called a CPA. Of course, if it is an ACCA, we're having a regulation body on the same, which is ACCA. All this, right? That is what or whom we are going to term as a CPA. So if you're calling your CPA and you're not registered with Icpak, if you're in Kenya, then you are not a CPA, you are a finalist. You're just a finalist, but not a CPA, right? So why are you doing CPA? This is a question that I want you guys to ask yourselves. Why are you doing CPA? Remember, like, CPA has a lot of opportunities. It has a lot of opportunities. Only that majority of accountants are always converge with a sense that I just want to do CPA for me to go and look for a job. As much as it is a starting point, but we should always think bigger than that, right? We should always think bigger than that. I think we should have a good conversation more so about why are you doing CPA? Because majority are doing CPA because, number one, maybe they have been advised. Number two, maybe they just want to do it because their friends are doing the same. And some also, they do CPA because it is their passion and it's because of what they have decided, right? So there are so many reasons why you are doing CPA. And I'm so glad and I'm so humble to know that majority of you guys, you are passed through our hands, which I'm very humble, and you are done with your CPA. You are also registered member of Icpak. I'm so happy for that, and I'm so very proud for you guys. Right? You passed through this channel, you went ahead, you cleared your CPA, and now you are registered member of Icpak. So that should take me to the third question. What is the role of Icpak? What is the role of Icpak? So you'll find that even before we jump to and talk about the role of Icpak, you'll find that Icpak as a body is always about regulating accountants in a specific jurisdiction. Like in Kenya, talk about Icpak specifically because you're talking about in Kenya. So they are to regulate, of course, accountants here in Kenya. And you'll find this role of Icpak, for it to be achieved well, and for it to be implemented well, to the sense that accountants will always be like, we are not being paid peanuts, or in this case, we are not maybe harassed in our job environment. This one will purely depend with the leadership, leadership of this institution, leadership of this great institution. So at this point, let me just give you a secret. Right now, there are elections that are ongoing under Icpak. Remember, Icpak has the structure. The structure of Icpak, of course, we normally tend to talk about the top, which will be having CEO on top. On that case, of course, you normally tend to have the chairman, right? So you'll find that chairman is an elective post. We normally tend to talk about the council members. After council members, we normally tend to have various committees here, right? We normally tend to have various committees. And in addition to that, now it will burn down to the branches that we normally tend to have for Icpak. So this is a structure. So what is happening right now? There's a campaign, an ongoing campaign, and elections for council members, which are scheduled to be done in the course of next week. So at this point, remember, the council, these are very important. These are very important part of the leadership, because they are bound with making various decisions about our institution. And given that majority of you have been my students, and in that note, you've also cleared your CPA, and some of you, if not all, you are also registered member of Icpak. For this, or rather for our institution to achieve whatever that we want it to achieve, then leadership is very important. And that's why at this point, I'll take a chance, and of course, if time will allow, I'll be having some of these members who are vying for these posts, at least to come and tell us something, right? At least to come and tell us something. Of course, if time will allow. To this point, I want to bring, of course, one of the members who is vying for council member. Personally, I believe in him a lot. His work, of course, it is known throughout the institution, and majority of the CPAs know him, right? His name is FCPA Hasboro Omolo, and I want him to say something about his manifesto and something about his agenda. So here is CPA Hasboro Omolo. Look at his agenda, and I want you guys to decide, right? For those who are members, I know majority of you are watching this, you're also members of Icpak. I want you guys to decide. Watch him, right? He's talking about his agenda. Here he is.
Fellow accountants, CPAs and FCPAs, my name is FCPA Hasboro Omolo. I am the managing partner of Born and Drew Associates. I am a member of Icpak Council, and at Council I convene Devolution Committee. I am a co-convener for Practitioners Development Committee. I serve as a member of College of Fellows. I serve as a member of Long-Term Strategy Committee. I serve as a member of Board of Directors for KEMSA, as well as a member of the Pending Bills Verification Committee. I have served in Council since 2021 to date, and therefore my first term comes to an end in the next 2 months. And now I come back to you to give you a scorecard of what I've been able to achieve and also seek your support for re-election under the Peak Reloaded agenda. Vote for Peak Reloaded agenda. Hello members, I come back to you with the Peak Reloaded agenda, and over the last 3 years, I've served you in council and we've been able to achieve a lot. But that notwithstanding, there is so much that we can be able to achieve, and therefore under the Peak Reloaded agenda, there are 4 focus areas that we are looking at. First focus area, that is about professional standards of competence and practice. We are looking at sustainability reporting, IFRS S1 and S2, which Kenya is one of the early adopters, and this speaks to our continued involvement in matters financial reporting across the globe. Secondly, we have looked at the unique identifier stamp. We find that many quacks are impersonating our practitioners, and in the process, our members are losing revenue, but also the members of the public are being exposed to reports that are of wrong quality, and therefore the risk and dilution of profession is very real. And therefore, we have come up with a unique identifier stamp that allows a practitioner to append a unique code at the end of an audit opinion that then is registered with the institute and also can be confirmed or verified by third-party users of financial statements, just to ensure that we eliminate quacks from our place. Now, this solves 2 issues. One, it ensures that our members are able to benefit from their sweat so that quacks do not eat into their market. But 2, the quality of professional services is enhanced because we will have eliminated non-professionals from our space. Now, the third issue that we also need to look at within that space is about the reference rates guidelines, which we've already pronounced dissemination to members. Now, our thinking has always been that our members price their services very lowly because of unfair competition from within. And this eventually dilutes the quality of work that our members are able to churn out. Now, with the reference rate guidelines, all professionals then are guided on the minimum fees they should charge, so that then they advocate enough time to do quality and thorough work, and eventually that translates into quality financial reporting and audit opinions as well.
The fourth issue is to champion for accelerated practice license acquisition. To this end, in order to increase the uptake of our multiple licenses and accord an opportunity to our members to practice under category C and A, that is composite and audit, I will champion for the introduction of an accelerated pathway by introducing a practice license masterclass for those with more than 2 years experience but less than the requisite 5 years. This will, however, be designed carefully to align with the SMOs and requisite quality standards.
A second focus area is about enhancing member services, and so much has been done in this space just to ensure that we continue to support our members. However, there's a lot of work to be done around mainstreaming the disability members of our profession, those who are enabled differently. We need to ensure that the interests of our seniors who served our profession over the years are also taken on board, and therefore there's a lot of work to be done within that space as well. Then we have the benevolent scheme or fund, which I championed way back in 2015. It has improved, it has enhanced the payout, but there is still more that can be done within that space to continue to address the emerging challenges within that space for our members.
The final focus area under Pillar 2 is to champion for the Institute to establish a training conference facility in Mombasa. We are currently spending more than 70% of our training costs on facilities at the coast. By putting up our facility, we will pass the benefits to our members by way of cheaper or reduced CPD costs beyond the current levels.
The third focus area is about advocacy for good governance and accountability. And within this space, having achieved a lot more, there is still room for us to ensure that our voice is heard across the country, and that requires that we sufficiently empower our branches through the branch governance policy to be able to engage with the various players and regulators across the 47 counties, so that then they can effectively meet the county governors, meet with the officers of the Kenya Revenue Authority, meet with the Chamber of Commerce, and also meet with all other players within the space, including the SMEs that operate across the country. That requires that our branches are sufficiently supported through enhancement of facilitation for the branch leadership to be able to meet and achieve these goals. More importantly, we must then ensure that services that we offer through CPD trainings are accessible to all our members across the country, and that requires that we roll out trainings in each and every part of this country so that members don't have to go to 3 or 4 major cities to be able to access our services in an evolved governance space that we have been operating in since 2010. Now, final focus area that is about knowledge creation and dissemination through research and publications. We are looking at beyond what we are doing, that is the annual research conference, is to ensure that we have more players joining us, more universities participating, more institutions being part of the research conference as people sharing opinion papers for purposes of interrogation and just appreciation of the depth of knowledge we have within that space. At Icpak, we are a respected professional accountancy organization, and therefore our continued response to exposure drafts from a research perspective is something that we must support as an institute, and therefore allocating resources around that space is what we are also looking at. Thank you, and looking forward to your support towards Peak Reloaded agenda. Vote FCPA Hasboro Molo, vote Peak Reloaded agenda. Vote for Peak Reloaded agenda.
Wow, that was FCPA Hasboro Omolo. Is one of the members who are vying to be re-elected for Icpak Council. And at this point, you've heard his agenda, right? So I want you guys to make that decision based, of course, on his peak agenda, which I believe, like, given the fact that he'll also be taking care of the young accountants, then, of course, it is a plus for him. So maybe next time we can invite more council members to come and share their agenda so that at least it will give a chance to all of us when we will be talking about this great career of ours. We should also be familiar and aware who are on the steering wheel. So that point, guys, thank you so much. Next time, I think, because of this time, I'll want us to talk mostly about why are you doing CPA and how Icpak majorly tend to operate. Thank you so much, guys. See you next time. Bye-bye.